sizishise izitini zaba ngamatshe abo nepitume laba ludaka lwabo.
Praise the name of the Lord. Now we have to pray, and let us turn to Genesis 27, verse number 5 and 9. Now we have to appraise here the power of communication. Touch your neighbor, say power of communication. Amen. As we are busy with the subject of unification and integration, praise the name of the Lord. Now, the Bible is telling us that the whole world, verse number 1 of the book of Genesis 11, it says, and the whole world had one language and common speech. We mustn't pass by. Now you have to appraise, champion, that as a church, if our unification, it can be one language and common speech. As a church, what will be? There is something significant. Now, families, they are lacking one language. People, they are in the marriage and they lack one language. When we begin to speak one language, we are going to succeed in everything that we are doing. We are not gonna fail. And more than one language, common speech. My speech must be a same speech to my fellow brother. There are people who have faced a chronicles, who have faced a problem. When you open the account or in any shop trying to open an account, they say we need a reference number, a person to consult. Now, when they consult that person, they want to get the common speech, what you have said. They are going to ask another one. And if this person is speaking something different, they will decline your account basic because the statement is not the same. Oh, no wonder how many times we have been declines in our opportunity because we don't have a common speech. You know, let me come closer. There are so many people. The things that you are doing when you are before the Lord is not common what you are doing when you are at home. Oh yeah, you can go by this side. I want to preach to you. Let me rehearse what I'm saying. They are people, their lifestyle it does not correspond on the lifestyle when they are in God or when they are in the church. When they are outside is another lifestyle, so it does not correspond. It's been declined in every opportunity. You pray and you don't correspond to the prayers that you made, and you've been declined because the statement is different. Oh, Holy Spirit, let me just pass here. Common speech and one language. We need to have a common speech. Now we have to pray. And the Bible says, verse number 2, and as they move into the eastward, and they found a plain in the Shinar, and they circled there. Verse number 3, and they say to each other, that is the communication. They say to each other, come, let us make brick. Based on the communication, they cut the expenses. They've never bought or a material, but based on the communication, a communication gave the brick that they need. Communication cuts what is called expense. They have never go to any hardware to buy the material, but the communication release release the material that they need. With a communication at the church, we are going to cut expenses. If we lack the communication, we will spend. The expense will be more. In your family, if you lack communication, there will be more expense. But when we communicate, we cut expenses. Listen, let me just give you an example. The parabolic. Let me give you this thing. Now you have to apply. If in your house, if there is no communication, you cook the porridge and somebody came cook the rice, and you cook the meat and somebody make the stew and something else. Now somebody make eggs and somebody prepare the meat, and now at the end, because based on the communication, we cook so many food, and at the end we are costing the expense. But on the communication, we say today we eat the porridge, and together we eat the porridge, and today we communicate, we eat the rice, and I'm giving to you. Are hearing me, somebody? Can you touch your neighbor? Say, based on the communication, we begin to achieve more. The church will win. If we communicate, we are going to win. If we communicate, look your neighbor, say, now when we lack the communication, we begin to spend more. Oh yeah. Oh yes. You spend more. You spend more. May I declare as a prophet of God, now there is a power of the communication. When you see a marriage has got a problem, if there is a tension in your marriage, you better check the communication. If there is a tension between you and your kids, you better check the communication. There are things that we end up holding grudges. Can you look your neighbor? Say, neighbor, we end up holding grudges, and amanyama grudges eswabambayo, they only need a communication. Look your neighbor, say, we need a communication. We were having the communication. We were not fighting the way we are fighting. Oh God. Look your neighbor, say, neighbor, learn to communicate. Can I tell you something that is surprising? In the church, we've got only one person who communicates. It's only pastors. I will receive an SMS or a message say, Father, I'm going somewhere, I won't be in the church. That is a communication. There are people, they don't communicate. If you feel to be absent, there are people, they don't. We are love, I communicate, I consulting now. And now, listen to this. Those who are going to get married, communicate. It's a problem with the husband who does not communicate. Now there are people, they find themselves, hey, thanks Henry, now, hey, thanks Henry. Now there are people who say, we are being abused. You are not abused. You are stubborn. You do whatsoever that you want at any time. Nobody told you. Nobody. There are people who cannot lead them because they that is and so on. Because you must be a person who is willing to communicate. Mangabe don't want to communicate totally slim, then you'll find that person will be your husband. Find somebody who will be a toy for you. But when you need a man cannot tolerate that nonsense. When you need a wife, but when you need a wife, there are people a wife. Somebody who will say, I don't need this. You are my husband. I don't need that. 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 Now we must communicate. Tell you, touch your name. Say, you must communicate. They are people, even if they leave the church, I say thanks for going. Because I communicate. And the more I communicate, suka na wekibo. Na sekibo nje waphuma ngathi etoilet wayithola sekala emetlibek. So it's a problem when you find that person in the church. At the end we blame pastors. We say abafundisi they are like this. Which house that has got no communication? Ikhaya linjani? Babushabalala kumele kube uye wehlela ngenzaza. Ayisiyabonga kwenzekile. No, we cannot do this. We cannot do. There are people who say by abuse and they don't want to communicate. And others bafuna nje mawumhola uhleke nje noma ukuthi niyazenzela ngihleke nje bese bathi hey ulungile umfundisi cha. I need a communication. We need to communicate. If you want to take a fasting, communicate. If you want to gather, no money attenders, communicate. If you want to do something, communicate. Look your neighbor, say communicate. There are people who are doing a right thing, but because you are doing a right thing, you don't want to communicate. You must be kidding. You must be joking. I'm sorry to say this. Kunabaledi ahleli kakhulu. Yabona kunabaledi ahleli kakhulu. Ngathi ngiyaqeda ukushumayela la. They are girls abahlale baze baba 20 something baze bathi 30. Bathi yaba namafahla i30 yaba mafahla. Lo muntu mawumshada sekajwayela ukuyibuza. Sekajwayela umuzathi yazi umuntu akasakhoni nokuyishayela umoya. Ngicela bosisi ohlala wedwa izibe mafahla mara unandu uzifaka ku-communication. And now you've got an opportunity to communicate with your mother, to communicate with your brother, to communicate with your family. When you communicate with your family, your blood family, kuyobalula when you get married. Angeke uyiqale sothola indoda izothi hande shen uzoba ubani umahlangu ubani lo ogeja isikhosana ubani lo bathi bashaya istepa akubheda sisele. Now when somebody ahlala isikhathi eside kufanele azitrain. Let me speak to all the sisters in the house. Ubhuti wakho, your brother, your blood brother, the way you communicate with your blood brother is the way you will communicate with your husband. Let me realize what I'm saying. If the way you talk nabo bhuti bakho ukhuluma nendoda yakho, you will be so. This is a system of God, is the principle of God. You do indoda uyikabuki so how ungathola boyfriend bese ukhula ekhaya ikhona indoda ubaba wakhe indoda abobhuti bakhe amadoda The way, if you've got a hatred to your father, the same spirit is the same spirit in your house. The same. For I grow up with this misfortune. I call good morning. Then I grow up with that. And it's good morning. I say nothing better. Kunabantu so now Holy Spirit wakhuluma kimi. Now I have started, because I was like that. Holy Spirit wakhuluma kimi, your misfortune ungafundisa bonkazimulo, teacher bonkazimulo ukuthi when they wake up say they must say good morning, because good morning is not just a good morning, but it's a way of communication. It's a way of communication. It's the way of breaking the ice. Uvuke ekseni kuba khona amadimoni asekuseni. Can you touch your neighbor? Say kuna amadimoni asekuseni. Yawazi la madimoni asekuseni. La madimoni asekuseni mawuvuka nje akunamathela ukwade nje. Kwathelana endlini kungakhulunyiswana. Kulelwe ku right, but makuvuke ekseni ila madimoni wasekuseni. Amadimoni wasekuseni. Can you touch your neighbor? Say amadimoni wasekuseni. Umuntu ngamazi ukuthi unjani, ucrack or unjani, ukhulelwe or usemalangeni akhe or unjani, ubanjwe ngamadimoni asekuseni. Amadimoni wakephi bazalwane? Wasekuseni. Now when you say good morning, you are defeating those demons. When it's sanbonan, well, can you shout somebody if you are sure? Look your neighbor, say there is a spark of an ice. You break the ice with a good morning. With a good morning, you are starting your day. With a good morning, you pull out every wall. You begin to start to communicate. And when you say good morning and the others say morning, how are you? I'm fine, and you are good. And automatically your day will be good. And automatically whatsoever that you are doing, can you look your neighbor, say there is a power in the good morning. And David said, weeping may endure over a night, but joy cometh in the morning. There is a joy in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, there is no weapon formed against me that shall prosper. Look your neighbor, say I am overcome when I wake up in the morning. Good morning my money, good morning my prosperity, good morning my job, good morning my opportunity. When I wake up in the morning and to say, when I say to you good morning, I'm not greeting a person, I'm greeting my breakthrough of the day. You can never eat when you say good morning, you are saying good morning to this person, you are saying good morning to my money, you are saying good morning to my promotion, you are saying good morning. Can you touch your neighbor, say kuna manju sanbonani? Even if you are not okay, but when you say sanbonani yapila, ulandu upila, you are calling the life, you are pulling the life. Can you touch your neighbor, say when you say yapila, you are calling life. There are things esiziyekile kanti ziyi-prophecy, ziyi-declaration. When you wake up, silence. Usuku lakho lonke luba silence. I've noticed that. When you wake up, ungabreak silence, your day will be silence. Can you choose? You choose to silence your day, or you choose to break the silence of the day. Pastor Zelda, I'm holler to you. Keep on communicating. Even if you can be alone, keep on. Don't join those who are lacking communication. Sit down. I sit down. Let me leave this one. Now, in our unification and integration, the Bible says they find a plain Shinar and they settle there. Based on the communication, we are able to settle. We are going to sing it next time. My time is up. Now, the Bible says they made brick based on the communication. And somebody say, prepare the mat. And somebody say, bring the cement. And they prepare the brick. They've never bought. They've never spent money. We will spend more if we lack communication. We have ever bought something if you should ask, you have ever find yourself in that situation? The same thing that you have bought is the same thing that I've bought. Okay, we are going to sing it next time, but I will kill you. The Bible says they built the tower. Listen to this. Based on the communication, when they built the Tower of Babel, and the Bible is telling us, and now as they are building the Tower of Babel and begin to, God perceived them, and God perceived them, and when God perceived them, he began to see the significance, and he began to see how capable and how they are capacitated to do whatsoever that they are doing. They are stupendous and they are on density to do what is beyond the glories of the Torah. So they are capable, so nothing will stop their capability and their ability. And the Bible says when they built the tower, they were going straight to heaven, and the Bible says, and God came down to confuse their language. I want to stop here. If their unity, their unification challenged God, and God came down to divide them, to confuse them. If our unity challenged God, how much more demons? Let me read. If God is being challenged by the unification of these people, now how much more about demons? Oh, now they challenged the God in heaven, and God came down because of their unification and the integration. Now, if we challenge God, how much more about the witchcraft? How much more about the wizard? How much more about Legion? How much more about the demons? Look your neighbor, say, neighbor, the way you are serving God, you must challenge demons. The way you are worshiping God, you must challenge every spirit. You must challenge the devil. We must serve God until devil is restless. Look your neighbor, say, we must make the enemy to be restless. Usatana ngapumuli ngalebandla, usatane angapumuli ngalabomama, usatana ngapumuli. You must cause the devil to be restless. Look your neighbor, say, neighbor, the way you are serving God, when we ask the devil must say, this one is a troublemaker. You must be a troublemaker. There are people here, the way you are serving God, to Satan at Ilomie, we are Jala. Good about Abayego, Satan. Ajalo. Good about Abavinto, Satan at the law. Wingo cigar. Can you look your neighbor? It ngabu konza kwakho kuyamsabisa uSathane na. Kunabantu makavuka athi esontweni kuhleka amadimoni alale phansi athi usayobluza kwakhona lapha esontweni. Kunamadimoni athi nangu uthi esontweni athi simthathe athi uSathane hayi man waste energy. Abazayo waste energy, bakhona abazayo kuvinjwa amadimoni kuthiwa hayi bakhona abazayo. lithi demon liyamthatha bathi hayi lo usayo ibumbe esontweni lo asimiyeke lo nalento eyoshiwo lapha ngeke ayizwa imagine uSathane athi singa waste energy ngaloya yothiwa kusukume lo uyidemoni ngokwakhe lo uhlulwa ukuthi kusukunywe makuthiwa kuyaqulwa kuyasukunywa hayi manje singaxoshi singaqedi army. Let us not finish our army with this one. Lo usayocabanga into zakhe makasesontweni asibiyeke lo owethu uyithi mye bathi bamba bese siyavela lezi zithi riba bathi nazo Mam Shabalala. Are you hearing me? You must kufanele uSathane mawuvuka ekseni kuyiSunday athukwe athi lo uyangishisa uthi mawungena la uthi bayede uthi akekho nje ngawe uthi wena you are the road of Sharon uthi nguwisala wena namhlanje wena phakade wena wathatha ihashu nenkweli yalo uSathane kumele akusabe nomonde azi ukuthi lo make ngamiyeka uya kwi-mic ene makafika la uyobheka umlilo kufanele uSathane akusabe Pastor Zelda azi ukuthi mawufika la uyothi unguye kunohlobo labantu sisithanda alungatshelwa ukuthi kuyathandazwa manje oluthi khaphaya hasu ikhaphashu liba yilonsatshwayo ndikhona umashilwane lento connecte nayo silapha la ucabanga ukuthi uSathane angakuvumela ukuthi ubuzoyenza ngoba uthema uthi eya kwaba khona into econnectayo komuntu. Hey, look your neighbor is good hlobo lwabantu olenza uSathane akhiphe army yakhe uthi ayini skate ngeayini ujwayele ukuyibeka la uyibeka khona kwehla madimoni ayivulela uthi uyibeka skating sushi wakwazi ukuthi the enemies are afraid of you. Look your neighbor, say I want to be a threat. Ngifuna ukuba ingxaki kuSathane. Ngifuna ukuba ingxaki kuSathane. Hayi ukuthi kuyabuzwa ilist bekhona abantu esontweni kuthiwa hayi nalo yabeka khona hayi it's one of those ukuthi hayi nomunye wabo beka khona fanele uSathane athi namhlanje bekuhlangene laba esingabafuna kubize ngegama elibi lalelani bazali lapha ku27 kaGenesis ila ngize khona lapha ku27 iBhayibheli lithi ngazi ukhona ongifundela lapha ku27 kaGenesis. Can you touch your neighbor, say cook for others? Cook for others.
Genesis 27 verse number 5.
Cook for others, yes.
uRebecca wezwa uIsaac ekhuluma noEsau indodana yakhe.
Our unification and integration, we must be able to overhead for others. Touch your neighbor, say neighbor. There is something significant to head, to overhead, not for you, but to overhead for others.
uEsau waya endle ukuyozingela inyamazane abuye nayo.
Yeah.
Verse 9.
No. Bengithi uzofunda uthinte le portion where Rebecca said, I've heard your father.
Verse 6. URebecca wakhuluma kuJakobe indodana yakhe wathi, bheka ngizwe uyihlo
There are
ekhuluma.
people who heard their father speaking, not for themselves. It's another dimension, Mamposha, to hear from the father and to head for yourself, to head for your family. It's another dimension to hear the father and you heard the father. The message was not for you. The message does not concern you, but it concerns others. Let me hear what I'm saying. It's another level, Pastor Njomo, to hear the father. When you begin to observe what the father is saying, the message is not about me, but it's about uzwe kuNkulunkulu, ungezwa ngefamily yakho, but uzwe ngabanye. Usuke komunye umkhakha sisilinde uNkulunkulu akuvakashela angazokhuluma nawe kodwa azokhuluma nawe akhulume nabanye. It's another dimension to sit in the prayer room, ungathandazeli wena nomndeni wakho, uzwe uNkulunkulu kodwa athi angizanga kuwe, ngize kuwe, angizanga ngawe, ngize kuwe ngabanye kuwe. You have ever seen God? Umbono uNkulunkulu uthi uNkulunkulu waze wafika athi ngifike kuwe but angifikanga for wena. I have came for others. And the Bible say Rebecca, she overheard, and the father spoke to a son, is Esau, and he began to go to Jacob and he said, the message that I've heard, it was about Esau, it was not about you, but I have converted the message. I have never converted from me, but I have converted the message from you. Okay, it's another dimension. Ukuzwa uNkulunkulu ekhuluma ngomunye, then you have an ability to change the message. Uthi mawushentsha ungayishentsheli wena, uyishentshele omunye onaye indaba. Look your neighbor, say neighbor, sesizwile uNkulunkulu ekhuluma ngomunye. Ngithi mangiyithatha le message yomunye ngingayenze yami, ngithi uyayidinga uJakobe. Look your neighbor, say, how many Jacob who need the message of God? How many Jacob who need ukuthi wena ulalela uNkulunkulu balalelele bona? Verse number 9. Verse number 9. Then
yana emhlambini ungithathele khona amazinyana amabili amahle.
Listen, go into the fields and get 2 goats, not just goat, but fat goat. And you have ever find a person awuzopheka akazupheka ezizaqile ngoba uyazi ukuthi le bhoda kusilakhe, kodwa uthi ngifuna ezinonile, ngiyazi ukuthi angeke ngidle even a piece, kodwa ngicela mawuthatha lapho ungathatha ezondile. If it was me and you, benyothi uthathe le igulagulayo ngoba ngiyazi vele ukuthi I'm not gonna eat. Lo muntu lalela imessage ebekumele athi ha wakhuluma ubaba ngizithathela mina, kodwa uthe noma ezwa wathi bakhona abayidinga kangcono lento engiyizwayo. Usuku ungakakhonzi mawungakafiki kwilevel yokuthi lento engiyizwayo bakhona abayidinga kangcono. Okay, lalelani bazalwane. Yazi ngizonibulala ngeverse namhlanje. Lalelani bazalwane. iBhayibheli lithi wathi kulandwe ezinjani ezinonile. Uyabona uyazi ukuthi this meal, this banquet is not about me, but this banquet is about Jacob. And Jacob was not there when the father speak. Bakhona abantu ekumele sibayele kubaba bangekho sibayele. Okay, ngafunda sisiqede.
Jesus.
Verse 9.
Ungithathele khona amazinyane amabili amahle ezimbuzi. Ngilungisele uyihlo isilovelo njengaloku akuthandayo.
Bazame ngoverse 10 isithanda.
Wena usiyise kuyihlo adle akubusise engakafi.
Last week we have said, last week we have said, don't leave your kitchen. Don't leave your kitchen. Then today I have come with the significance to tell you, Pastor Zelda, why we've been composed and posed and they don't leave your kitchen. Because in your kitchen there are people, they don't know the unification and they don't know the integration. So now you have to be in the kitchen, and when you are in the kitchen and you need to prepare a meal for them, you need to cook for them. And when you cook for them and they are going to be blessed and you will be forgotten and you were cooking for them. Yeah. There are people we need to cook for them, and there are people we need to cook for them, and when we cook for them, they will take the meal that we have prepared and they will take it to the Father, and the Father will bless them, and the Father will not bless us. We will be forgotten, and sinasyo sala ekishini sigqoka ama-apron and bona bazogqoka amasudu babe bahle, and kodwa okusalayo noma kungathiwa wena uvele, keep on cooking for others. Can you look your neighbor ithi bangaka abantu baphekele azange bakubone, bangaka abantu abangcono namhlanje kodwa bakukhoshiwe, bangaka abantu obenzile baba ngabantu kodwa bakukhoshiwe. Can you look your neighbor, say neighbor, we are ordained by God. If you are ordained by God, can you look out ngendlela uNkulunkulu athigoba ngayo? Sometimes ihlukile. Kunabantu abagcotshwe ukuyisa abantu kuJesu. Ngenze kungamdelela ukuthi lo ugcotshwe nedukuthatha abantu abayise kuJesu. uAndrew wayegcotshelwe ukuthatha abantu abase kuJesu. uAndrew asizwa nemiracle eyodwa. Kwake kwafika umfana omncane aphethe isikhafutina i-lunchbox. uAndrew wathatha umfana omncane wamusa kuJesu. Umamusa kuJesu umfana wachayina nge-lunchbox. uJesu wathandazela isikhafutina somfana. uAndrew awuletha umfana zangabala. Lithi iBhayibheli lesa sikhafutina somfana sasinda safika 5,000 men. uAndrew akabalwanga. Can you look your neighbor, say neighbor, kungenzeka ungabalwa, badrayive imoto enkulu ungabalwa, kungenzeka abanye ubathandazele kodwa wena ungabalwa, kungenzeka abanye ubaprofete kodwa wena ungabalwa, kungenzeka abanye ubafastele kodwa ungabalwa. Akupheleke loya naloya eno. Look your neighbor, ithi makhelwane asinakwanga sibaphulile abantu abazanga nokusibonga, abanye sibaphukusha banganakusha, abanye sibaphindawo yokulala banganandawo yokulala, abanye sibathathile sabathatha odakene sabathinditha sithethe sibathindile azange sivele. Noma ungaveli, don't leave your kitchen. Noma ungaveli, keep on cooking. bafeka bakusongo elakhi igama kodwa ngizothi wena ungu-Elro awubalelwanga ndawo. Can I tell you something? Wehla amadoda kwakuMark, kwakuLuke, kwakuJohane, kwakuJona, bathatha indoda eyayingakwazi ukuhamba bayiphakamisela, bagibela ophahleni bayovula amasenge bayehlisa phambi koJesu. Ngizosho komunye, kungenzeka wena awunakwanga unguRibeka wena wapheka ungayeka ukupheka, noma ungadli kulokudla, noma ungadli kulesebo esamanje. Look your neighbor, akawupheka umakhelwane ngithi bakukhohliwe lamadoda esisa nendoda eyayisuhlangothi yehlela phambi koJesu, yehlele epulpiti. Bona basala bangaphandle kwepulpiti, bakhona abantu abangekho la sikhona kodwa silethe yibo ukuthi sibe la. Can you touch your neighbor? Ithi makhelwane wena ulethe uRibeka noma ungamkhohlwa uRibeka, but uRibeka lo uyophekile, uRibeka lo uyoprepare kulabantu abaprepare. Look your neighbor, ungabakhohlwa abantu abaprepare. Uthi mase ushayina bese uyabakhohlwa, uthi mase kuhamba kahle bese uyabakhohlwa. Can you tell people? Say neighbor, bangakhohlwa. Keep on cooking for others. Ubaphekele nabanye bese bayakhohlwa, ubaphekele nabanye bese bayakhohlwa, ubaphekele nabanye bese bayakhohlwa. Ungayeki ukuthandaza, ungayeki ukudumisa, ungayeki ukumbabaza. Akuthi umakhelwane kungenzeka awunakekanga namphosha, awunakekanga ubancedile abantu, awunakekanga kodwa izulu liyakulaka, izulu liyakubona. Mancebo nawo sebangaphola, buhlungu nabo sebungaphola. Awuthi into abayi-2 uthi ngenakeke emndenini wami ngoba mawupheka uwedwa uyathesta. When you cook alone uyathesta, utheste bangekho bangakhula endlini abathesta amaphela. Can you tell 3 people it has tasted so many pain, I've tasted so many pain, I've tasted. Kunabantu abathestela wena, kunabantu ababhekana nobuhlungu ngenxa yakho, kunabantu abalimele ngenxa yakho. Awutshela umakhelwane ungibona nje, I'm tasting for others. Ungibona nje, I'm tasting for my kid. Ungibona nje, I'm tasting for Kishone. Kunezinto umama wethu ayithesta eyedwa, kunezimo engiyithestayo ngingedwa, ngingekho ibandla ngizitheste, lingekho ibandla ngibhekane nobuhlungu, kuphuka imoto, kuphuka yonke into. I'm tasting for others. Sometimes ngizondwa ngabantu, ngizondela ibandla. Sometimes ngibizwa ngamagama, ngibizelwa ibandla bese nabanye bebandla bayajoyina bangibize ngamagama, bakhohlwe ukuthi nale bhodwe akusilelame, nale bandla akusilelame, nalo muzi akusiwo wami. engikwenzayo la akusiko kwami. Abanye noma kukhipha imali bona bangayikhiphi akusiko kwami, kodwa ngiphekela abanye akusiko kwami. Ngoba ngishaywa nje angishayelwa mina, ngishayelwa abanye. Njengoba ngithuka nje ngishayelwa wena, njengoba ngishondwa nje. Mama uthi makatesta eyedwa kitchen uthola ibhodo lisashisa lingakapholisi, ushayiwani. Kunabo mama la endlini abashaba bodwa. Kuthi angikhulume babushuma babumthimule babumsiza. Singabadeleli labo mama balibamba lishisa, thina silithola seliphakelwe. Mameki nilibamba lishisa, nilibamba lishisa. Bosisi bami nilibamba lishisa, wejeni nilibamba lishisa. Uyazi ujeni uyatesta, utestela bondumiso. Uyatesta, utestela abantwana bakho. Uthi labuhlungu ngibusule. Shada baba. Zuri baba. Mama namzukulu. Bekuyitest. Yasima ubhekana naso. Bangahleka bomzukulu. Nalabe kumele ufe khona. Wamela bomzukulu. Ubani indodakazi yakho, ubani lomntana entombazana? Ubani? Nalabe kumele ufe khona. Wamela usesi. Lalelani bazalwane mhlaba ngizwa. Wethandi kunabantu abathesta ubuhlungu, bathestela thina. Kunabantu abarejectwa shuka shada baba. Hila baba. Bayete eno. Shamaya Baloyi. Lapha unification and the integration mambazia. Ngabe kade waphuma emzini kaMasiya zikhona uMashilwane. Uyatesta, utestela ubanele. Uyatesta ume uthi mangafu ubanele uyabayini la baba. Abantu la endlini abathesta ibhodwe balithestela abanye. Kunabo mama la endlini mangathiwa bathola ithuba loku-advisor abantwana babo bamantombazana, bangathi ungabi nendoda. Let me rehearse what I'm saying. Kunabo mama la endlini mabangathola ithuba lokuhlangana nama-daughters abo, they will say, I choose for you ukuthi ungabi nendoda ngoba engikuthestile endodeni yami. Ngenzeka ngakhuluma nomuntu wonke, kodwa ngikhuluma nabantu abathestile yini oyitestayo for umndeni wakho? Mameki yini oyitestayo? Kuna kunabantu la endlini abatheste rape. Kunabantu la endlini abatheste irape. Kunabantu la endlini abatheste rejection. Kunabantu la endlini abatheste betrayal. My God, kalungayibambi makuthi khala makuthi thandaza. Ukuthi amini nje sisewadeni kakhulu. Ngicela ungamthuka umzali wakho. Ungambizi ngesifebe ngoba khona izinto mazela zona ungazi ukuthi bekathestela wena. Kunabomama abathuka abantwana babo athi bengeke ebusheni bakho kanti awazi ukuthi ukhula ungaka nje. Kunezinto mama wakho, kunezinto umzali wakho. Babunjongo, kunezinto engangifuna ukuyibuza umama wami. Kunezinto ebengifuna ukuyibuza umama wami. Kodwa wena uNkulunkulu ukhuluma kimi ukuthi lezinto ngambuza zona umama wakho. Kwathi bani ukuthi bekathesta, athestela wena. Kulabantu abalimele. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. A fair prayer izinto ezibhekane nazo asibafisela abantwana bethu ukuthi babhekane nazo. That is a fair prayer. A fair prayer mawumzali awubafisela abantwana bakho ukuthi batheste okuthestileyo. Kunabantu lehlala abahleli kuzo nayo into yasezulwini iyabehlela. Ngicela ungayibambi, ngicela ungayibambi, ngicela ungayibambi, ngicela ungayibambi, ngicela ungayibambi, ngicela ungayibambi, ngicela ungayibambi. Kunabantu abase-odeni la. Kunabantu abase-odeni ajas. Ngicela ungayibambi. Ngicela makuthi khala. Mam Jacob, Lord uhlangane nabo. Yeah. kangcono. Ya kunabantu abangizwayo bathi I taste this alone. Ungangibona ngihleka, ungangibona ngismile, ungangibona ngimuhle. I taste this alone. Kunanana saya kapasuda inayazuniba nabantwana bam bebangekho when I taste this. Le family yami bengekho. I am what I am. I was tasting for them. Sometimes abazali babshabalala. Uyayiwenza make sure ukuthi usala unganaphokethe esikhwameni. Hamba unganamali net for your family ukuthi babe nokudla babe nempilo right. It's what we taste babumthimuni. Ila bahasaya. Ina na ya. Ina baba. Shana na. Namhlanje awusheke ukuthi umthuke kangaka umzali wakho. The hatred onayo for umzali wakho ungazi ukuthi bekakutastela. She was tasting for you. Akekho umzali ongajabulela ukukhulisa abantwana abanganababa. Sister, come here. We are going to cry together. Sudi baba. Just let us stand on our feet. Whenever you are. Jesus, l'homme perfume là. Aukona. I know. I cannot make a sense. Angenyenzi sense phakathi kwenu. Kodwa ngizosho ngithi kunabantu abasitastelayo. Babu Njomo, you taste for your family. You taste for your kid. But you keep on tasting for them. But you begin to young formula njengoba sebakhulile. I declare the prophet of God. There are people who cook for us. Kunabantu abaphekelayo. Ungabona unophumelela nabantu abaphekelayo. Let us clap hands for the Lord. Hallelujah.